So it seems like Call of Drama is back on the menu. We got a lot of interesting stuff that just happened recently over the past couple of days in server 2404. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down what happened between Laws, RK, and BDO. What is up, guys? Meower here, back with a brand new Call of Drama episode. We're finally bringing back one of the most beloved series on the channel, and with it comes some new spicy drama that has been occurring in server 2404. So, before I get started, here is how the structure of the video is gonna go. I'll be breaking down what happened between RK and Laws and how their agreement went aside, and then what happened between RK and BDO and how is BDO even involved in this, and then finally what happened between both of them at the end that made RK basically leave the alliance between them and Laws and them and BDO, despite them having a long history together, and RK and BDO were fighting in the previous season with each other and helping each other out in possibly one of the most difficult seasons in the history of BDO. So before we get started, be sure to drop the like, be sure to subscribe, and let's dive in. So starting off, to give some context on what happened, Laws and RK were in discussions as soon as the server mergers were announced on the 17th of April. They've already been in talks. Just to give context, even more context, Quantity is one of the Laws R5s, or basically the leader of our Laws, and Gilgamesh and Lilouch are the leadership of RK-0. So starting off, they were discussing where they're gonna drop, and then Lee posted his proposal pretty much between them. As you can see, this is the official message. Nothing has been edited. He basically told them to define everything and not basically have a misunderstanding, which ended up happening sadly. First of all, they decided to be allies with BDO, but to have fun this season, to fight each other everywhere else until Zone 3, well, they will fight close to the war and then proceed to fight for the Necro Giant between us. The only rule in the war will be no burning cities. Since RK has access to two Zone 2s, they will focus to our first, and then when they lock away the other two alliances involved in this, VK and the VH and DK, they will start switching over to fight Laws for fun fights, keep the season entertaining and so on and so forth. So that was the primary agreement between both of them. So moving on, everything was clear, everything was hunky dory, and Quantity agrees, and then Lee basically saying that if he doesn't mind, he'll share this with BD, since BD is basically the median between both of them, as BD is the bigger alliance between them. So by nature, usually the bigger alliance is the one responsible for both their sub alliances, activities, and their agreements and everything, so that everything is in line and everything is moving smoothly. So next up, Lee here sends out the same message he sent to Laws, pretty much copy pasted it in the BD, RK, and Laws chat so that everyone is a witness. And then he tags those of Voltari, the leadership of BDO, that are in charge of Diplo in this case. And then Voltari agrees with it and then says later on in the season they can always arrange 1v2, so on and so forth. So then, what happened? Then all of a sudden, everything was moving smoothly, the zone was working nicely, and then Zone 3 opened and Laws attacked RK and they started having an argument. Quantity says, "Hey guys, sorry for the delay in response. It's been a really busy day. It's been hard to speak to relevant decision makers regarding this. This request is very short notice for us. The season has been boring so far, and Alliance wants to fight for Necro like we agreed to start the season. This has been keeping us going while we watch you for war in Zone 2. You promised you fought us in Zone 2, and when the understanding was possible, it has made our season very boring for the fighters." So, for context, RK was not able to switch over to um, fighting Laws because they were busy dealing with VH and DK. So, they understand this was impossible, has made their season very boring. Necro is like the mini dragon of Zone 3. Let's battle out. Once either side concedes, we can do a union and push out VHDK. So Laws. So uh, so basically, DK and VH instead of laws wanting Arcade and to fight them first and then fight laws, laws wanted to ally with laws wanted to fight RK first, and then once they were done with the Necro Giant, they can start to push VH and DK. Quintity says you managed 1v2 VH and DK already in Zone 2, so pushing them out of the bat and marching across the whole map will not be fun. After the Necro battle, they will be built closer to Dwar and be able to fight them without an hour march time, and then they can support in pushing them out more effectively. So this is a pretty nice idea. And then all of a sudden, as far as I know, Lee was not online at the time. Uh, Quintity, or rather Laws, Dragon Drooler is one of the Laws Diplos in charge of this. They sent out an attack command already, and they are fighting, or they started fighting RK without RK agreeing to the proposal that Quintity gave them. So already they started fighting them first, and they broke the agreement they had between each other. So what happened next is that, wait, this was a bit. This is before what happened. They did a union for the zone 3. We can fight later. So the screenshots were a bit out of order. This is the first screenshot, and then this one, and then this one. Oh, excuse me. And then you need a response right now. Where is it? Okay. So they wanted to do a union to kick VH and DK, and then they start fighting with laws 1v1. So delay and response. Okay, we've seen this one, and then Lee messaged them asking why did you send out an attack command before they even had a possible time to agree on whatever happened between us. Of course, this is just continuation of their agreement on the Necro fight between VH and DK, because everything was in agreement and everything was moving smoothly, hunky dory. And then here they're just moving normally, nice and smoothly. We'll do what necessary to push them out, and if we can't, then BDO will help us after phone open. They'll be able to push us out of zone 3, even if we have low troops, but I believe we can push them out together once we settle the Necro. Once we have a decision on this, we won't contest it. So already Quintity gave her word that once a decision is made over the Necro dispute, that nothing will change and nothing will contest on it. So already Laws was the one that broke the agreement between them on RK first. Moving on, Quintity confirms that they hit them, and then they already set the plan. Did they give the command? Yes, they did, since they're fighting for the Necro, since it's free to attack both ways. And then here is also just, the screenshots are so out of order. Oh my god. Anyways, but Quintity understands that if it will not be a just war, as if they start attack us from the right side while we fight against you, at least let I have 1.5 million in the hospital, no resources for fighters, to just beat us, just because they've been fighting for 3 or 4 days against two alliances worth 7 billion, while they are a bit lower on power. RK themselves are 9.7 billion, and the HMVK are very active. So here the war in zone 2 depend on how we were doing against DH and VK. DK and VH. It was discussed from the beginning that in the zone 3 we would lock DK and VH, then fight each other. This information is available to our other members. And then here they're just continuing their conversations pretty much. This is the same screenshot again, same screenshot again, same screenshot again. And then here they started having pretty much an argument between each other. I will continue in a second. So here is the full explanation and breakdown from RK's side. This is in their Discord. I have permission from Lilouch to show it. So pretty much they decided to break the deal, not help us against BH and DK attackers from the beginning. This leaves us with a clear disadvantage since the middle of two enemies, in addition to a very regrettable attitude on part of an alliance that's considered friendly that decides to attack us at the last minute. Given this, we asked for an explanation from their leaders, but they maintained that their position. They maintained their position pretty much, and they just flipped on them. So now RK flipped on laws. RK pretty much asked them to stop. They didn't, so they allied VH and DK, and they're pretty much going all out on laws. They also stopping anyone from being toxic comments against laws or against anyone. Their leadership's decisions are not the responsibility of players, and we don't want unnecessary hatred. The idea is continue enjoying the game, regardless as an officer, blah, blah, and then just ignore Valorant chat. And then moving on, I know you guys are asking what is going on, how did we change side? We didn't betray, we got betrayed basically. Mixed green lie. Explain. Pretty much they sent an agreement with laws which BDO knows about, then proceeded to explain what happened. First of all, yesterday at 1917 UTC, we got a message from Law's leader saying they're bored and they will fight against us for the Necro right away when the pass opens. Lelouch at the time was not online, so he didn't get the info at the time. He got online 1 hour afterwards. Laws was already hitting their troops, and we asked them if they gave the command to attack us, and they said yes. After this nonsense move from Laws, he proceeded to talk with BDO about it, and he said to both leaders online, they literally replied to me at the moment, sent them the whole conversation, being transparent with them and asking for their permission to deal with Laws, or basically just going to BDO to mediate between issue between both of their allies because they're pretty much considered the bigger guys, so usually the bigger guys are always the mediator between any disputes between smaller guys. So he asked for their solution because they have the alliance attacking you and they wanted it stupid. I didn't get a reply even though they were active. I have everything on screenshot. I sent a DM to Duz, the R5 of BDO, asking for their opinion or any solution, but he didn't give any reply. Everyone started replying to us when I told them that he is done. Basically, the exact copy paste scenario that happened with Legionist and ANCS. A dispute happened between allies, they got ignored, and then at the very last moment, when they started flipping out, they started getting responses. But more on that in a bit. Before this happened, I had been trying to set the Dragon Fimer reward distribution with BDO and how it will be distributed. Well, there's nothing wrong with asking for Dragon rewards when you have been allies with people for a long time, especially when you fought together till the very end last season and you both helped each other out, despite claims from BDO saying that they hard carried RK. The way I see it and the way most of the community sees it, RK was very present on the field despite them not having the firepower BDO has, so of course they won't have as much merits or impact, but just their presence and their numbers helped buffer space for BDO to be able to compete against two alliances. Again, I'm not taking away from BDO's amazing activity that happened at the end of that season, which of course was absolutely amazing and was very impressive. It's just that RK as well was present, and you have to give credit where credit is due. So, pretty much RK asked for a dragon proposal for this Monday. They ghosted him for 7 days, and then they told me that they were going to give them a proposal for Dragon. They didn't give them one. So after these things, and Laws breaking the agreement, which means they betrayed us when they started attacking us, just used us for fun, and the negligence of BD, he pretty much stepped away and make what he had for the alliance. And mind you, Lee is the type of person, and this is from personal experience, because I personally wanted him to flip on BD on multiple occasions last season because Lee is my friend, Lee aka Lelouch, but he refused, stating, and I quote, "I would rather you hate me than be called a betrayer." So pretty much here he sends the conversation between him and BDO confirming that they know what has been going on and the agreement between BD and between BD, Laws, and RK, with Duz and Voltari being the witnesses to that agreement. So, what happened next with RK and BD? So, pretty much, RK and RK has been spamming BD, pretty much asking for a dragon proposal, which should be fine. You always want to know how things are going to go for the season so you can give your members. At the 1st of May, Lee messaged Voltarian does. This is the 1st of May. Okay, so he messaged them asking, I think we missed something at the start of the season. We didn't talk about end season reward and dragon reward. How do you guys want to do this? Or what do you guys have in mind? And he proceeded to tag them. And do note, both of them are very active people. So it's not like they haven't seen the chats. They're very active people. So again, he messages 1 week later on the 8th of May. And then, um, Lee pretty much asks again, I think we should talk about Dragon right now. So when the time comes in Zone 4, we don't have any problem about it because we all know what caused a lot of drama anyways and we forgot to talk about it at the start of the season. And then he proceeds to tag again Voltari and does. And Voltari responds, yeah, yo, bro, we agreed. Has been a hectic week for us. We're definitely keeping it on the radar and we'll have something for you soon. And then radio silence for 3 days again till the 11th of May. At the 11th of May, does responds, I don't think we need to rush it urgently. We have a lot of time to enter Dragons, so since you're being very persistent, give us the weekend to discuss, and let's talk Monday. And then radio silence 12th of May, 13th of May. The problem between RK and Laws starting boiling up. So Lelouch reaches out to BDO leadership asking for guidance and mediation on what happened. He says, and I quote, just being transparent, they're breaking the agreement and they want to attack us while DK and VH are attacking them. So, does responds with a GIF. Lee says, I don't like drama, but they're lazy to us attack them when pass is open and attack without warning. Basically, I just want you guys to do nothing and let me deal with them. If I can, I might them, but I want freeway. Guys, please say something to me. I'm letting myself dealing with laws for respect of BDO, but they're trying to, with me and brewing agreement, taking advantage of it. Again, even more radio silence, no response whatsoever till around 10 hours later. Or is that considered 10 hours? Or maybe even 14 hours later. He's trying to speak with laws about this. I can say I understand they want to get fights in. What will be the best course of action for you now? And go back to things and discussing things. So basically, a very political response from Voltari. And of course, I understand Lee's frustration in this. 14 hours for a very political response is not a very good response to settle people down that are raging. So Lee says, I'm done. They know what they're doing. I'm tired of being here asking for should just being opinion or something for you guys. I just get ignored. Laws surely broke the agreement. And you guys were online at that moment and might sell that all minutes. So I'm done with this since they attack breaking agreement just because they don't want to read it and say something that isn't there. I'm going to start doing whatever is the best for their alliance. And then Voltari responds, I understand your anger, brother, but you're essentially pitting yourselves in a 1v3 doing this, and one of those three are someone we are both allied at the start of the season who can even support with the other two currently. What's the end scenario, guys, or how do you see this playing out? And then here does start to respond. This is technically an issue that normally has been handled by you on laws, not us. However, we are here now willing to assist however we can. Let's relax a bit. You said you don't want us to do anything, so make up your mind. What needs to happen now is both sides finding compromise in this. So pretty much pretty much Lelouch stopped responding to them at this point, and then all hell broke loose. Alliances have been broken, agreements have been shattered. So that's pretty much the whole story. It seems like deja vu. The same thing happened with ANCS and the Seals a couple of seasons ago when BDO got betrayed for, I think that was the third time for them because they've been betrayed, 4 times in total, as said by one of their officers. I don't know, man. Getting betrayed 4 times in a row is something very strange. I haven't seen it happen to any other alliance in the game. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with RK and their stance? Do you disagree? Do you have a different opinion? Feel free to let me know in the comments down below. all in all, I'll keep you guys updated should any new information arise. I think I covered pretty much everything chronologically, and in my opinion, should Laws and RK have handled things better between each other? Yes, 100%. I believe they could have handled stuff much better between them, but at the time when there something is going wrong, emotions tend to be very high and thinking tends to be very low. So you can't really fault someone for lashing out in the heat of the moment when there was multiple of options that could have been done, but none of them covered till the very last moment. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this Call of Drama video. I will be sure to release more videos as soon as we get more information, should there be any more information present. But as always, guys, be sure to drop the like. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the Discord. The link is in the description. If you want any of the screenshots provided, I have been given full permission by Louch to provide screenshots to anyone that wants them. But yeah, there also has been a little part of, BD trash talking their allies that has been with them since the previous season and fighting their hardest for them. But we can cover that in the next episode of Call of Drama. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow.